When you were a kid, what do you remember about school lunches? I remember looking forward to, taco day. I remember talking with classmates, asking friends if I could, maybe get a little peek at their homework before the next period. Those are the good old days, right? What does it look like now? Kids are finally back in school, which is good, but they're, in some cases, eating outside, sitting on buckets on the cold ground. It seems there's no end in sight. We were told just 2 weeks ago, we were told just 2 weeks to stop the spread. And now we're being told, sit on the bucket, eat your lunch, and shut up. We're about to enter our second year of pandemic restrictions. Our society has treated our kids as disease vectors and stolen irreplaceable years from their childhoods. Why should they believe the pandemic will end and that things will get better? I'll break down how the average American school child has lived over the course of the pandemic in tonight's Buck Brief. Look, it's astonishing to see what is actually going on here with kids, okay? Children coming of age during the COVID-19 era are damaged now. The data rolling in appears to reflect that very clearly. Dr. Vivek Murthy, the Surgeon General, released a rare public advisory about an emerging youth mental health crisis. Here's a piece from his 53-page report. It tells us that symptoms of depression and anxiety have doubled during the pandemic, with 25% of youth experiencing depressive symptoms and 20% experiencing anxiety. Wow, okay. And this is a serious issue, right? This should be something that people are really focused in on. But no, that's not actually where attention is right now. They're trying to make sure they do everything possible to make kids as miserable, it seems, as possible while they're actually in school, including masking in places like New York, where kids sit there with masks on for 8 hours a day. Now, we have to start to wonder, does this ever stop? Are they ever going to give this up? Look at what they've made our kids go through. The people that have the least political power and are the most vulnerable to the bad ideas of over-anxious adults. Well, increasingly what it seems is that we are now being transitioned, you can see it before you, into a forever COVID life. That's what's happening here. Here's the Pfizer CEO. I mean, earlier in the week, we're talking about there may be a new vaccine with all new doses by March, depending on Omicron. They don't know. Well, now the Pfizer CEO says a fourth COVID vaccine may be needed sooner than expected. A fourth COVID vaccine dose sooner than expected because of Omicron. Watch.
Many countries have given fourth dose to immunocompromised and to special population, I think including the US. So if you're immunocompromised, you may get it way sooner than, you may get more than three. And I think that they are having a precaution. I think when we see real world data, we'll determine if the Omicron is well covered by the third dose and for how long. And at a certain point, I think we will need a fourth dose. I have said that multiple times. With the previous, I was projecting that will be on 12 months after the third dose. With Omicron, we need to wait and see because we have very little information. We may need it faster.
May need it faster. But will we need it forever? Well, here's one thing. They don't want to answer that question. In fact, all they want to tell you right now is get vaccinated and you can go back to work. Here's Ron Klain, the White House Chief of Staff, telling you, vax, 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 that's it.
Here are a few key facts that show the economy is growing and recovering under President Biden. Last week, the government reported that the unemployment rate's down to 4.2%. That's 3 years faster than experts predicted it would happen before we passed the rescue plan back in March. How many jobs? We've created 6 million jobs this year. That's more than any president in history has created in his first year in office. One reason we've created so many jobs, last year at this time, no Americans were fully vaccinated. Today, over 70% of all adults in this country are fully vaccinated. Getting America vaccinated is getting America back to work.
You have to wonder, does he even believe the propaganda?